everyone, my name's Rianna and I'm a junior at York, and I'm going to quickly talk about two biggest ways I've seen God provide for me in the past months and the past year.
I'm Michael. I'm a 7th grader here at Christ Church of Oak Brook, and I want to tell you a few things that I've learned about God through 2020.
The first one I would say is Him giving me strength when I am weak, and how during the countless disappointments and losses during the past year, when I've given those up to God, He has just provided strength to get through all those situations, and how even when the days aren't going great, I can still have the strength from God to find every way that I know He was there and all the goodness, and the strength to know that His plan is bigger than anything I can imagine, and He is so loving that I know that any place He needs me will be good, and it will be something that will be extraordinary.
When you take a look at 2020 as a whole, you tend to focus on all the things that were bad that happened in 2020. You had the death of Kobe Bryant, the lockdown that began in March, your summer vacation plans were probably canceled, you had all those Hong Kong protests, the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and even going into 2021, you've got all of these riots, and it's very chaotic. 2020 and going into 2021 was such a chaotic year.
And the second most thing is about peace, and for me, being calm and still. And I was thinking about how normally I would probably be racing around right now with activities, and I've been able to find more stillness, but I still have been a part of a good amount of clubs, even at home. And one of those biggest clubs is drama club, and I've always loved drama club, but sometimes it does get me to be very nervous or anxious about any activity we do, an audition, once a cast list is posted. And I have been thinking back about the past years, and I remember years ago when a cast list was posted and I wasn't where I wanted to be. It would take me a while to find peace and be good with what was on that cast list.
But one thing I've learned from God is that a lot of things are taken for granted. Take a look at 2020. Reflect on how 2020 was for you. Now go back to like 2019 or 2018 and actually think about all the things that you had in 2018 and 2019 when you didn't have it in 2020. Think of all the things that you actually took for granted in those years. Like, you could see your grandparents, you could go to a restaurant, you could do all of these things, you could walk into a building without a mask. Imagine, you have all of these things that now that they're gone, you don't realize how much you actually appreciated them. God is kind of telling us, appreciate these, because they're not always going to be there for you like I will. God will always be there for you.
More recently, I remember back in the fall when there was an audition and the cast list came out. I remember not seeing my name on the list and praying to God and saying, help me find my way in this, and knowing that you are good and have a plan for me. And I remember by the end of the day, I was extremely happy for every single person on that list, and very excited to watch them perform. But most importantly, I was at peace with what had happened, and I was ready for God to take me to the next place He needed me, if that was a different activity or to spend more time with friends or family, and be present in those areas that I wouldn't have been otherwise.
2020 was just like one massive black hole, just completely dark, there's nothing that you can really see, there's nothing really good. But there's always going to be, no matter how dark there is, God will always be a light, no matter how small. He will always be there. You could, take a look at 2020. Think about all the good things that you actually remember from 2020. I remember the NFL coming back. I love NFL. I love college football. I personally really loved that they came back. Among Us, speaking from a kid's perspective, that was a great part of 2020. And then you go into 2021, the light is getting brighter. The COVID-19 vaccine. I know several people who have already been vaccinated.
Over the past just over a year now, I've been reading the Bible from Genesis onward, and I just got to Daniel, and even though there were a lot of things going around me as I was reading it, God gave me the eyes to see this verse that connected perfectly to everything he's done for me recently. And it is Daniel 17 through 19. Daniel is talking to an angel, and he starts by saying, "How can I, your servant, talk with you, my Lord? My strength is gone, and I can hardly breathe. Again, the one who looked like a man touched me and gave me strength. Do not be afraid, O man highly esteemed," he said. And I believe every single way, the strength or the peace that Daniel was given, that God will do that for each and every one of you as he sees and knows all your struggles and all your most joyous times. He will be there in all of those, and when you lift those times up to God, he can do amazing things in you and through you. And I know God can provide the strength and the stillness and peace that you need throughout the next year, the next couple months, and throughout your life.
You should always appreciate even the littlest of things. No matter how dark it is in your life right now, God is always, even if it's just a little, he will always be the light in your